Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Hope you guys are all having an amazing Wednesday. Today was the crude oil report, which means that DWT and UWT were extra volatile. I made a majority of my money day trading those specific, really just DWT. And in this video, I'm going to share how within a 15-minute period, I made $142 per minute. I'm going to show you guys my entries, my exits for the trade that really made me the most money. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, you would have seen my first trade, you would have seen my second trade, and then I had to cut losses on UWT right after I think within that live stream, I actually went live twice, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. I'm going to start sharing my screen just so you guys can see exactly what it is that I am looking at. This is ticker symbol DWT. I'm going to explain to you, you guys can see here, right? You guys can see that I bought 3 times. I like to average up. So I took my initial position size. Once /CL began to show signs of a rejection, and I'll talk about the correlation in just a little bit. Once /CL began to indicate signs of a pullback, when /CL pulls back, then DWT pushes up. Why and how did I, again, not predict this? There's no such thing as like, hey, like I call this out, nothing like that. But how, with my technical analysis, did I understand or expect this thing to play out the way that it did? Like, what caused me to want to buy around this area and sell here? Like, what caused that? I feel like when it came down to my overall entries and my overall exits, you guys can pay attention to the MACD, you guys can pay attention to the RSI, and based off previous patterns, you guys can see that the overall SMA line was acting as a resistance. Like many of you guys that are part of a Learn Plan Profit and get to watch me trade live every single day, I kept you all up to date with this specific position. So I don't sell alerts, right? I don't tell people where to buy or where to sell. So please, please, please never ask me what to buy, what to trade, because I will not respond, and I will ask you to do your own 2 cents. What I do is I simply post updates on what I'm watching, and if I think something is overbought and oversold. I'm a true believer that, if you give a man a fish, he can eat for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. We're here to teach people how to trade and not be told what to do. So I'm here to help identify maybe better deals, or when I think something is oversold or overbought. Therefore, you can become a self-sufficient trader and, practice everything it is that you are learning, maybe within YouTube, if you're part of Learn Plan Profit or whatever group it is that you are part of. That's irrelevant. But I think that if I empower our members to really try to be the best that they can be, that can be a huge overall empowerment. And this is where it started. This was at 11:12 a.m. /CL at middle VWAP. Why is that significant? You guys can see, looks like /CL is getting rejected at the middle VWAP, waiting for lower lows, middle VWAP on DWT, lock in profits, team, which meant that, that's when I decided to lock in profits. So what does this all mean? Why, if I am focusing on trading DWT, how does this make sense that I'm focusing on /CL? First of all, again, you guys can see where I bought, and then where I decided to sell. It was only one trade that I took today, and this is where I made, majority of my money all today, right? This was $2,100 profit on just DWT. And if you guys can see the spread from where I bought and from where I sold, it was in the span of 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. All together on the day, just so you guys can see, I made $3,320.32. That was with a total of 20 orders. For those that are not familiar with how much it is that I pay for commission, you guys can see this right here. I pay $3 per trade. You guys can negotiate your commission with 2-day Ameritrade if you use this specific platform. But this is where I made a significant amount of my money, and it was within a very short period of time. So I want to explain, I shared it within the Learn Plan Profit group, but I want to explain what I saw that influenced this specific trade. So going back and forth, why was I looking at /CL? So /CL, and we call this one out, /CL. You guys could see that if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, you would have seen that UWT making our highs, consolidating out. I hope these updates help. /CL pushing up DWT. So again, just providing updates as the time goes on. What I was updating the team on is that after the crude oil report came out, /CL, which is crude oil, right, was aggressively selling off. So once this thing begins to sell off, what happens? DWT pushes up, right? So it continues to push up. It became super overbought. I didn't benefit from any of this. I didn't partake in any of this. But as /CL began to get rejected, it then changed its direction, right? It was making lower lows and lower highs. you probably don't want to partake in that, right? It then began to make higher highs and higher lows, kind of like this upward staircase pattern. And then what happened? It approached this middle VWAP. That's what I meant by it's approaching this middle VWAP, which based off of previous patterns. So again, how did I know that it was going to act as resistance? First of all, one of the things that I want you to know is that patterns tend to repeat themselves. They 100% don't have to. So just as much money as I made on that specific trade, there's always this form of risk management that you have to have in mind as a plan B. It doesn't always go according to plan, even if you wait for all your criteria to be met. So please understand that. Yes, I saw there to be a resistance at the middle VWAP. Why? Because as this thing was trading, I was trading during pre-market hours. And as this thing was trading during pre-market hours, it would sell off, it would try to push back up and get rejected by the middle VWAP. Sell off, try to push back up, get rejected by this purple line, which we view as the VWAP indicator. Google it, YouTube it. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, then I share within the Learn Plan Profit lesson library exactly how I use it. So do your own research on that and see if you find that to be an effective indicator. You don't have to use it. It's up to you. It aggressively sold off. It changed its direction. I didn't, again, benefit from any of this. It pushed up. This is what I usually like to look for. I was already pretty much done trading for the day, but I saw /CL push up so quickly, which meant that UWT, I keep clicking on that, sorry about that. UWT pushed up so quickly that then it became overbought, so no longer a good deal. So going back to /CL, I'm just like, okay, well, this can be a critical point on where we can then begin. It's overbought, it's overextended, and it's no longer a good deal for UWT and /CL. So again, when /CL goes up, so does UWT. DWT is the inverse ETF, so it does the exact opposite of what /CL does and what UWT does. So once this thing began to indicate signs of a resistance, so it no longer was, so just to make it super short and sweet, right? It was showing signs of an uptrend, so what does that look like? Higher highs and higher lows. What happens at the middle VWAP? It begins to consolidate, no longer making higher highs, showing signs of a resistance. It then begins to get rejected, breaks below the EMA line, and begins to make lower lows. Just like I explained, again, not call outs, just /CL at the middle VWAP looks like it's getting rejected at the middle VWAP and waiting for lower lows. Lower lows came about, and then middle VWAP on DWT, and I'll explain what that means in just a little bit. So this was, again, as I saw /CL become overbought and overextended, I saw this to be a potential entry point, because then that means that DWT was at support. So it then consolidates, it breaks above the EMA line, and then it begins to identify signs of an uptrend. Where did I plan to sell DWT? Looking at /CL, as this thing is pulling back, what has acted as a previous resistance that might act as a support? Patterns tend to repeat themselves, they don't have to, right? The SMA line. So as this thing was pulling back, it made sense on why it could bounce at the SMA line. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, if you're part of the Technical Solutions group, I explained this within the chats. And you guys could see that the middle, so I'll explain what that means. I went back on over to DWT, and one of the things that I pointed out is as this thing, sold off, consolidated, and began to push up, it was approaching the middle VWAP, right? So just like it used to act as a support, it can act as a new resistance. And that is why I decided to, when it comes back down to it, that is why I decided to lock in profit around this general area. Was I so focused, and Ishmael was right next to me, was I super focused on trying to, get in and get out at the best price points? Is that what led to my success on this specific trade? No. Did I try to buy with, my entire position size, right? So I'm trading with $100,000. So I grew my account from where this one was at to that specific trade, 2.1%. 2.1% in 15 minutes. So was I super focused on getting the best purchase price and going all in and then selling at the highest price point? No. I felt like I did a very good job when it came down to trading DWT because I got in, I got some skin in the game, right? Felt comfortable with that. I felt like DWT was oversold, /CL was overbought. And then once it began to indicate, once I got the confirmation that /CL was selling off and getting rejected, I then added more to my position size on DWT. Why would I do that? Why would I not just go all in? Again, if something's making me money, I'm going to want to add more money to it, invest more money to it, because then I can make more, right? So then once I got all in, it was fully trending up, and then it really pushed up aggressively. I was actually trading off of my phone. I went to go get Joe's Farm Grill with the whole team. I rushed to my room, got everything set up and set my limit order at, $9.71. Locked in profits, called it a day. Did I focus on well, how much more can it go up? No, I knew that based off of the RSI, based off of the MACD, based off of these indicators, and on top of that, based off of the potential support that the SMA line might, identify, that it could potentially bounce then. If it bounces there, that means that DWT then would pull back. So again, just to keep it super simple, I identified a overall good deal price range, a overbought price range. I averaged up and then I locked in profits. It was honestly a beautiful trade. I can't say that every single trade that I took today was as efficient. If you guys tuned in, so again, you guys could see that on UWT, I made $819. On UGAS, I lost $135. On DWT, I made $2,130. And on DGAS, I made $507. So you guys can see that. Again, these are all the ones that I traded today. So you guys can see the P&L on each one. So I lost $135 there. On DGAS, I made $507. That $507 profit was all caught within the Learn Plan Profit live stream. The first one, that was all done pre-market hours. And then on UWT, because of the natural crude oil report, there's an aggressive sell-off. I bought the dip, it pushed up, ended up selling, locking in profits, and I made if I'm not mistaken, I originally made $1,000 or something. I made $875, and then I got back in again. It pulled back, and I had to cut losses. And then I got back in again, and I recovered to be at $819 profit. So, and then DWT with the 2130. So I just wanted to give you guys a more in-depth explanation. I know that this could be either very useful for certain people or absolutely nothing at all. So I feel like I've been doing now a really good job trying to express the importance of not always trying to get in for the lowest price point, not always trying to sell at the highest price point, but doing your part as a trader to understand that you're getting in when the action is happening. Think about it. How many times have you guys taken a position and when you take that position, it continues to sell off? And then, you get dragged along all day. It continues to sell off. It continues to sell off. It pushes up. You think that you're going to recover. It continues to sell off. And it's this roller coaster of emotions. And then as it approaches your initial or average purchase price, you just lock in profits right away because you don't even want to deal with it anymore because it's such an inconvenience. And then it shoots up. But what if you would have just waited for confirmation? What if you would have just waited for the proper entry point and the proper exit point, or managed your risk altogether? Because again, not every trade has to go according to plan. Again, especially for those that are under the PDT rule, it's about being more effective and efficient with when you choose to take that specific position. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect trader by any means. I make so many mistakes, and I've been making so many mistakes within the past couple of weeks trading with this $100,000. It's new to me. It's something that is a lot of money, right? And it brings back a lot of emotions that I forgot and that I experienced when I first got started. So it's something that I have to scale back up, build my confidence, and make sure that I remind myself about the set list of criteria that I need to make sure that every single stock has to meet before I decide to take my position. So all I'm here to remind you is, first of all, I wanted to explain and break down how I had, in my opinion, such a successful day. Today, I absolutely killed it. In my opinion, I had 3.3K, right? Yesterday was 1.4K, so feel free to check out that video. And then the day before that, so that was Monday, I had 7.3K. So I'm up $12,000 in just 3 days of trading. Again, I am trading with $100,000. I have been trading for years, and I have a lot of practice and experience. So it comes down to the very principle of, again, it's not just, it's kind of like, a professional sport league, right? It's not something that, okay, well, I want to be a professional basketball player and I'm just going to start playing with Kobe Bryant, right? I'm not saying that I'm Kobe Bryant. I'm just saying that, we've built our experience, right? We've built our confidence and we've built our capital to feel comfortable to juggle these series of different components. So if you want to get started, make sure that you educate yourself first in what it is that you're doing and that you understand every action that you take before you actually trade with real money. Trade to learn, not trade to profit, especially if you are a beginner trader. So do you trade Forex? No, I literally am just talking about stocks and ETFs. But I simply wanted to invite you guys also as well. The first link in the description, if you guys see value in the ways that break things down and would like to work with me on a closer basis, it's our free group. We're the largest group on Facebook. We're the largest YouTube channel for those who trade in the stock market. It's absolutely for free. If you want to connect yourself with 210,000 members all across the world, it's absolutely for free. First link in the description. The second link in the description, tomorrow is one of my favorite days when it comes down to day trading. It's the natural gas report. And for those that are interested, for those that have already watched my videos and that are really willing to work with me on a much closer basis. The only team that I work with and that gets to watch me trade live, so you heard me talk about them in this video, it's the Learn Plan Profit group, right? It's the group that gets to watch me trade live every single morning. So if you want to see how I trade the natural gas report, then feel free to, again, check out that second link in the description. It's the only thing that I offer, and it's the only way that you can work with me on a closer basis. It's something that I see a lot of value in. If you don't, then again, 100%, I totally understand. I just wanted to extend my arm and see if it's something that, we can potentially work on together. So LPP discount code, bottom link. Yeah, if you guys scroll all the way down in the description, there should be a little discount or a little surprise there for you. I think it's $40 off. And if you don't see the $40 off, feel free to refresh the page and then scroll all the way down. But altogether, just wanted to wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Really looking forward to trading live with you guys for the natural gas report. I'm not going to push myself too aggressively. I've already done, I feel like, extremely well for the past 3 days. But I want to see if I can get anywhere around 15K to about 20K for this week of trading, making it my most successful week ever in the stock market. So hopefully you guys can be part of the experience. Just a little reminder that I am updating the entire course. So that's something that I'm going to be implementing in the next series of weeks. So if you want to complete this version of the course that we currently, are offering, feel free to review it, right? You're going to get access to it. And even when I update the course, you're going to get access to that. And there's no additional cost. So feel free to check it out. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Please, if you have any specific questions about Learn Plan Profit or how to get connected, please don't message me, on Facebook or anything like that. Direct message me on Discord. Best way to do it. I hope I earned your thumbs up. I really hope that you guys learned something new in this video, and the importance of confirmation and being efficient with your trading and making sure that you only take advantage of opportunities when the action is happening. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be a drive to success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note.